Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Brian Sicknick, the Capitol police officer who was killed during the January 6th deadly siege, receives a final tribute from lawmakers. And we're getting our first look at the man charged in connection to Clausen's first murder since 2004. But first, an investigation is underway after a 12-year-old dies in a car crash. That tragic story tops our news here at noon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Evrod Cassamy. The crash happened in Taylor, right at North Line and Telegraph Roads. We'll show you a map of where it happened to in a moment. Let's get out to Victor Williams, though. He joins us now live with more on this story. Victor, such a tragedy.
Yes, Evrod, when you think about the way this little girl died, it is absolutely horrible. But the tragedy all unfolded right here at this very busy intersection. This afternoon, a 12-year-old girl is dead following a major crash overnight. We're told by Taylor police that it was a two-vehicle crash that happened here in the southbound lane just after midnight that led to the little girl passing away right on the scene. A 20-year-old man is now in custody, being the person behind the wheel of a car responsible for killing the 12-year-old who was riding with her aunt in a Chevy Blazer. It's believed the two were driving westbound on North Line when they were T-boned by a Ford Escape traveling south on Telegraph. The aunt is expected to be okay, sustaining several injuries in the crash herself, but the driver of the other vehicle could be in a world of trouble. Police are saying speed was a factor and that they're investigating what else could have played a role in the child's death.
We're still investigating. It does appear that speed played a factor. We are also looking into alcohol. We did do a search warrant for his blood. So we're waiting those results. Just slow down. Just be aware of your surroundings. You know, it doesn't matter where you're going if you don't get there.
Now that young man's name is not being released, but if and when any charges are filed, we'll of course keep everyone updated. Reporting live in Taylor, Victor Williams, Local 4.
Victor, thank you for the update there. We are getting a look now at that Clausen man who's charged in connection with the city's first murder since 2004. His name is Stephen Rodgers. He's 37 years old, and he cried, sobbed, in fact, in court during this morning's arraignment. He was arrested early Sunday after police say that he broke into a home on Nakota Street and attacked a woman. And then while being arrested, police say that he said something that led them to his home, and that's where they found a man shot to death. Well, Rodgers pled not guilty to several charges, including open murder and home invasion. The judge denied bond. Right now, Rodgers is expected in court sometime next week. The U.S. Capitol police officer who was killed during that deadly riot last month is lying in honor at the Capitol Rotunda right now as we take a live look from Washington, D.C., where today members of Congress are paying their respects to Officer Sicknick. Lawmakers will speak at the memorial ceremony, and then Sicknick's remains will be brought to Arlington National Cemetery. Last night, President Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden paid their final respects. And this morning, Vice President Kamala Harris visited the remains of Officer Sicknick as well. As lawmakers paid their final respects, investigators are struggling to build a federal murder case, and House leaders passed a new rule in a push for safety. The remains of U.S. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick lying in honor at the Capitol, the fifth private citizen to be honored this way. President Joe Biden and his wife Jill paid their respects, the president shaking his head. And it seems federal investigators are doing the same as they struggle to build a murder case because of a lack of evidence linking a specific act to Sicknick's death, as he defended the Capitol during last month's deadly insurrection. Tension here is still high, remembering what happened that day.
I hide behind my door like this.
Security has tightened, and there are metal detectors now, but the new protocols has some lawmakers like Nancy Pelosi frustrated.
When the enemy is within the House of Representatives.
Now, there's a new rule that just passed on the House floor, fining any member who doesn't complete security screenings before entering the House chamber. $5,000 the first time, $10,000 if it happens again. With Pelosi saying in part, quote, "The people's house must and will be safe so that we can honor our responsibility to do the people's work." And Massachusetts Representative Jill McGovern spoke up on the issue too, saying, quote, "Some members on the other side have disrespected these Capitol police officers, all to avoid this basic safety measure. That is no way to treat our heroes." One of those heroes, Officer Brian Sicknick. And it's a busy day at the Capitol. We have just learned that Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell have reached a deal on a power-sharing agreement. The final agreement on the resolution for the 50-50 Senate allows Democrats to take control of committees and comes weeks after weeks of negotiation between both leaders. Schumer says that the Senate will pass the organizing resolution today. Let's switch gears right now and turn our attention to the forecast as we take a live look outside for you through one of our sky cams here in the city. Meteorologist Brandon Rue is standing by for us with a look at where temperatures are right now and where they are expected to go, Brandon. And I have a feeling that direction is down.
Yeah, well, they will eventually, yes, but for the day, they're heading up a little bit, and enjoy that sunshine. We have about another day and a half of mild weather. 30 degrees at Metro. It's 30 in Ann Arbor, Crow Seal, also down in Monroe. We have 20s, middle 20s through Oakland and Macomb counties, 28 in Port Huron. There's a northwest wind about 8 to 10 miles an hour right now, so we're seeing teens and low 20s for wind chills. Eventually, with mostly sunshine, 35 degrees today. And again, that wind is enough to keep wind chills maybe 5 to 10 degrees cooler than the air temp, but all in all, a pretty decent day today. Coming soon, we will be talking about the mild air sticking around again for about another 30 hours. Snow on the way starting tomorrow night, and the three-headed monster of snow, cold, and wind for your weekend.
Okay. All right, Brandon. We'll be checking in with him coming up in just a little bit for more details on that. Right now, let's get you caught up on the latest involving the coronavirus here in our state, across the country, and the world. A member of the World Health Organization team in Wuhan, China, investigated the origin of COVID-19 reports that they are making progress.
I mean, they are sharing data with us that we've not seen before, that no one's seen before. They are talking with us openly about every possible pathway. So I think we're really getting some. I think any member of the team would say that.
So that man went on to say that he believes the team has been able to cut through the political propaganda to get valuable information. And now to the numbers. Nationwide, the United States has now passed 26,439,000 coronavirus cases, and more than 447,000 people have died from this virus. This is according to the Johns Hopkins University database. Here at home in our state, we're expecting to get the latest numbers in just a couple of hours. We'll have that for you online, and make sure you download our Local 4 Click on Detroit mobile app. Will send you a push alert with those latest numbers and information. In the meantime, Dr. Fauci is warning Americans to stay home and watch the Super Bowl with only members of their family on Sunday. He also addressed concerns surrounding new strains of the coronavirus and discussed ways to keep those variants from becoming dominant.
The way you do that is to suppress the replication of the virus, and the best way to do that is twofold. One, continue to double down on the public health measures to prevent spread from person to person. Get as many people vaccinated as you possibly can.
Dr. Fauci also added that if the mutant strains become dominant, we might need to upgrade the vaccines. But speaking of vaccines, scientists in the UK believe that the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine reduces transmission of the virus rather than simply preventing symptomatic infections. Scientists collected nasal swabs from participants, and they found that after one dose of the vaccine, the rate of positive COVID tests decreased by 67%. Positive tests dropped by half after 2 doses, and then scientists say the positivity rates would not have changed if the vaccine simply weakened infections. The study did not measure transmission directly. AstraZeneca is now seeking emergency use approval from the World Health Organization. The White House coronavirus response team just wrapped up a briefing and updated vaccination efforts all across the country. They say that they are on pace to meet President Biden's goal of 100 million shots in his first 100 days in office. So far, 32 million people have received at least one dose.
We've steadily increased the amount of vaccine that we are sending to states. We are up over 20% now across the first 2 weeks, and important for states' planning efforts, we are giving a minimum of 3-week visibility into the next 3 weeks of shipments, which is something that we heard from governors and state and local leaders. We anticipate, as we work hard to monitor and help and assist the manufacturers, that we'll continue to have supply increases.
Well, they announced a plan to open 2 vaccination centers in California, and they say that more will be coming to other states very soon. The federal government plans to hold clinics in stadiums and community centers and even send mobile units to some of the more rural areas in our country. Here at home, we are getting an update on a federal class action lawsuit over water shutoffs in Detroit. This is in other news this afternoon. The lawsuit was filed last July by the ACLU of Michigan and the NAACP Legal Defense Fund on behalf of 6 residents and the People's Water Board Coalition. They allege the city's water shutoffs policy is unconstitutional and disproportionately impacts Black residents. The defendants are the City of Detroit, Mayor Mike Duggan, Water Department Head Gary Brown, and Governor Gretchen Whitmer. A motion has been filed to dismiss the case.
We believe this problem can be solved through the implementation of a meaningful water affordability program in Detroit that ties customers' water rates to their household income, an approach adopted by numerous jurisdictions across the country. Adopting a water affordability program like this would ensure that Detroit's most vulnerable residents are able to afford their water rates and keep water running in their homes regardless of their financial status.
Last December, Mayor Duggan announced the city is continuing a moratorium on residential water shutoffs through 2022 and working on a plan that would end them permanently. We'll keep you updated on that. All right, so to come here on Local 4 News at noon, new information after 2 FBI agents are killed in South Florida. We'll tell you what we're learning after the break when we come back.